AI, humanity's latest creation, destined to solve all your problems like taking your job, replacing your creativity, and outsmarting you in every possible way. Because clearly, what we needed most in this late-stage capitalist era is an algorithm to do, well, everything. Faster, more efficiently, and with zero complaints about not getting paid enough. It's like we decided, hey, why worry about climate change or nuclear war when we can just invent something to make ourselves obsolete? Every productive thing you do can and will be done better by something that doesn't need coffee breaks or existential pep talks. Gone are the days when we worried about robots rising up to enslave humanity. Now we're just hoping AI doesn't take our minimum wage gig. How did we get here? I mean, one minute we're using Siri to set a timer for our pizza, and the next minute she's doing complex stock analysis replacing hedge fund managers, and possibly plotting our demise. It's like watching your kid grow up only to find out they've been smarter than you this whole time. And oh yeah, they're taking over the family business. Forget the Terminator rising from the ashes of nuclear devastation. No, this isn't some Hollywood apocalypse. This is way worse. It's corporate. CEO standing at the podium saying AI will revolutionize our workforce. Which is just a fancy way of saying, we're firing all of you next week. Our jobs aren't just about earning money. For a lot of people, they're central to their identity. Think about it. One of the first questions anyone asks you when they first meet you is, what do you do? And in that moment, what they're really asking is, who are you? But now AI threatens to take away those carefully crafted identities. If a machine can do what you do, only better, faster, and without complaining about Mondays, then who are you? It's not just a job being stolen, it's a piece of yourself. This leads to an identity crisis because if our worth has always been tied to what we do, what happens when we can't do it anymore? Psychologists like Carl Jung believe that much of our personal suffering comes from a lack of individuation, a failure to figure out our true selves. AI stripping us of our roles could plunge us into a collective identity crisis. The fear isn't just about being replaced, it's about becoming invisible, meaningless in a world that's outgrowing our usefulness. Another terrifying reason is that we love feeling in control. Humans are funny that way. We've spent thousands of years building empires, creating systems, and generally convincing ourselves that we are the masters of the universe. And now, here comes AI, reminding us that maybe we're not as special as we thought. Psychologically, we're wired to resist things we can't predict or control. AI taps into that primal fear of the unknown, a mirror that reflects not just our inadequacies, but the fact that we might soon be unnecessary. Great news, right? All those years of hustling, grinding, and self-improvement for what? So some algorithm can swoop in and do it better and faster? And let's not forget the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is basically the phenomenon where people with low ability tend to overestimate said ability. And now AI is here to shatter that delusion ruthlessly. That cognitive dissonance is just soul-crushing. What else can signify the weary triumph of a mind that has long battled the creeping specter of obsolescence, enduring silently, grimly, without revolt, yet now trembling beneath the weight of the unknown, finds no solace in the days ahead? Is it any surprise then that amidst this long shadow a strange dance of resignation emerges, a cold embrace of the inevitable? The soul worn and fragile no longer fights the slow encroachment of a power so vast, so insidious that it creeps beneath the skin of society, reshaping it in silence. This is no celebration but a quiet dirge, sung for what once was of human hands, human minds, and the delicate art of creation, now replaced by cold, indifferent mechanisms, built by us yet beyond us. Where once we toiled, now we watch. And what was ours slips through our fingers like grains of sand. The very fabric of our being is torn, not in violent revolt but in slow unraveling. And we, the architects of our own displacement, stand by, paralyzed in awe of our own clever undoing. There is no recovery here, only the dawning realization of our insignificance in the grand cycle that repeats itself through every age. We sought to ascend, to master, to bend the world to our will, but in doing so we birth a force that bends us. The hands of time do not falter, they turn ever forward, grinding our achievements beneath their weight, leaving behind only the faintest echoes of our endeavors, hollow and forgotten. Daniel Kahneman's work in behavioral economics points to the concept of loss aversion, the idea that people are far more sensitive to losses than to gains. When we think about AI, we focus on what we might lose: jobs, autonomy, identity. One practical approach to managing AI-induced anxiety is to reframe the situation, focusing on what can be gained rather than what might be lost. Kahneman's work suggests that if we focus on the potential benefits of AI, our fear may begin to ease. Carl Rogers, a central figure in humanistic psychology, believed that every individual has an innate drive toward personal growth, even in the face of profound challenges like this one. His emphasis on self-actualization suggests that, while technological advancements can unsettle our sense of self, they also provide an opportunity for profound personal transformation. People often overestimate the likelihood of losing their place in society and underestimate their ability to adapt. By recognizing that our fear of obsolescence is not necessarily grounded in fact, but in exaggerated beliefs, we can reshape our thinking through techniques like cognitive restructuring. Actively challenging these automatic thoughts, we begin to understand that while change is inevitable, our responses to it are within our control. AI, for instance, might displace certain jobs, but it could also create new opportunities, roles, and demands that humans are uniquely equipped to handle.